of...
This is the deal of life unscripted.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to Whitley Auto Works. Today I'm with Josh from Midnight Auto Repair, a fellow YouTuber, and he's done something pretty interesting. Kind of let him explain it to you a little bit, and then we're going to get into a really cool video.
So, guys, also, I'm filming some of this for my channel so we can have a little fun on both sides, but what we got here is, I was watching a video the other day of a gentleman who was trying to do a tri-coat red paint job out of Rustoleum. And in watching that, I watched what he did, and the concept seemed sound, but the follow-through was lacking in a way. And I thought that, you know, we're pretty smart guys. I know a thing or two about paint. I figure we can do it, and we can do it better. So I created this blue midcoat, and we're just going to call it Homebrew Blue for the moment. And if it does work, and you guys like it, I'll actually have him drop a formula in the pin comment. That way, if you guys want to try it on your own, you're more than welcome to.
So we haven't really covered mid-coat much on this channel, but basically, usually when you're doing most of your traditional paint jobs, you have effects coats over top of them. So you see people spray candies, pearls, and flakes and stuff like that. A lot of times they do it in a mid-coat because it actually gets everything to lay down a little bit better and more properly than the way you usually see me do it in the test fenders and stuff, just spraying it in a clear coat. So, like your candy paint jobs, for instance, they usually take a silver or a gold, some kind of a metallic base. Then you go over it with this mid coat, so like this homemade candy that Josh has brewed up a little bit, and then you seal everything with a clear coat. And a lot of times you'll see people, they just take the candy, whether it be already pre-done in a mid coat, or you got little cans of candy concentrate that you can actually buy, and add it into a clear base mid coat. So it's kind of like a clear base coat for all your effects stuff. So that's what we're going to do today, guys. We got the fender prepped up behind me, the way you always see it done. We're going to shoot some of this metallic Rustoleum first, and then Josh is going to help me with this homebrew mid-coat that he's made up, and then we're going to see if we can't actually create a legit-looking candy Rustoleum paint job. So let's get into today's video.
Yeah, stay tuned, guys. This should be fun.
Alright guys, so I got Josh with me, and we are ready to try this creative mid-coat he's done. Now, if you know anything about candy and mid-coat, it's supposed to be transparent. And I don't know if you can actually see that on the can lid, but you nailed it with this one, man. It looks really transparent. It looks very much like a candy.
And that's what we're going for here too. And the nice thing about it is it's not just a transparent blue. There is just a slight hint of blue pearl to it as well. So you're going to get just a slight bit of effect, but it's still going to, at least in theory, let that silver that's below it pop through as well. So you should get one heck of an optic out of it. And that's kind of what we're going for here. So
what do you think? 2 to 1?
2 to 1.
All right.
Just like an automotive base coat.
So that's what we're going to do, guys. Let's put a little bit in here. What do you think, ounces wise, should we go for?
Yeah.
About 4 ounces?
Yeah, let's go 4 ounces. So that makes 6 sprayable.
4 ounces. So 2 to 1, that's 2 ounces of reducer. This is automotive reducer. This is the 44121 full base reducer from NASON. I know we haven't covered a whole lot of automotive, but so since we did 4 ounces, let's go up to 6 ounces total. That'll be 2 to 1. And as always, guys, I'm gonna bring you guys in close so you can see the mix. Alright guys, so this is Josh's homebrew. As you can see, it is very cool, it is very blue, and it is very transparent. So here it is in the mix. And it's not a whole lot to see. Josh, you did add some metallic to it.
A little bit of blue pearl, just enough to give it some pop.
And if you know anything about automotive paint, or if you know anything about really any mixture when it comes to mixing paint, each chemical has its own code And they'll be like one's for Blue Pearl, one's for the binding agent. And this is the formula right here. If you want to replicate it, take it to your local auto parts stores. You can copy that. And I'll also put it down in the description.
Now this is the NASON XL system, so you will have to find an AXALTA retailer if you want to match this exactly. Now, if you're a good paint guy can usually replicate something like this, but for now, let's just see what it does.
All right, guys, let's load up the VVOR gun and let's get to spraying.
You better stay away from the paint job.
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty.
All right, guys, so you've seen me spray probably 130 times now. So Josh is going to be spraying this today. We're doing not so heavy coats like he was saying earlier. We were talking about, we saw another YouTuber take some candy and put it over top, and he was mopping it on 6, 7 coats, and that's not the way you do candy.
No, the thing is you get too much of anything on top of silver, you're just going to bury it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened is I watched, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, 2 coats, it's starting to look good, and then he just kept going at it, and I'm just like,
yeah, you want a transparent finish with candy so you can let the base kind of play a part in it. But anyways, we're going to show you firsthand, and Josh is going to be spraying. We're shooting at 28 PSI. Y'all know the VVOR gun, 1.4 tip. And I'm going to let him dial it in real quick the way he likes it, and we'll get to spraying.
well, I've watched enough of your videos to know that as long as, yeah, good enough for me. All right, guys.
Alright guys, so we've laid down this crazy blue mid coat. Josh is still here.
I am.
He said,
I gotta see this thing
I
through to the
gotta
end.
see it finished. We're gonna be using the Speedo coat clear today. Y'all know the drill, 4-to-1 mix. 4 parts clear, 1 part medium tint activator. I'd say it's 75, but a lot of you guys have called me out on that. It's not always 75. That's just the ideal condition to spray in. But anyways, I'm gonna do 4 ounces of clear. I'm going to do 1 ounce of activator, and we're going to have 5 ounces total to try to do 2 really good solid coats on this. And then hopefully we can take it out in the sunlight and see what we ended up with. Yeah, I think it's turned out pretty cool. It's definitely a, it's a learning curve, guys. This is an experiment. That's a test founder, and yeah, it's a pretty blue though. Definitely has that candy look, so I'm going to mix this up real quick. We're going to load it the VVOR gun, and we're going to get to spraying.
Do your thing, man.
Alright guys, as usual, I got my clear coat here, 1.4 tip, 28 PSI. We're going to lay some clear coat on this, take it out in the sun, and see what we got. Here we go. Alright guys, so this is Josh's makeshift candy. Look at the metallic sparkle on that. You can see the silver actually shows through the blue, and that's what it is. It's supposed to be a silver base, and then the candy material itself is supposed to be almost translucent. So you get the best of both worlds. Obviously it's not a completely perfect spray out. This is just a test fender, but the concept overall works, and if you wanted to take this full scale, you definitely could. But it's not up to me. What do you guys think? Alright guys, so here's the end result. A homemade, home-brewed by Josh over here from Midnight Auto Repair, candy blue and over a Rustoleum silver and some clear coat. Man, this thing turned out beautiful. Obviously it's not perfect. This was a test run for a test panel, but I think we killed the concept. I think it actually worked.
Oh, for sure. Because I mean, the thing is you could actually scale this thing up. I mean, you get yourself what? A couple cases of that Rustoleum chrome.
Yeah.
Go over it, get the car, good solid base, and I think we ended up doing what, about 4.5 coats on this? 4.5, 5 coats. Because it was really transparent, and that was kind of what I engineered into that mid coat.
Well, that's what a candy is anyways.
Right. And honestly, the pictures you guys see, they don't do this thing justice at all.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, it's got a much deeper, richer looking person. That's just the way it is when you look at it on camera, guys. But yeah, you could get yourself a quart or two of Rustoleum aluminum. Let that be your base layer. Then hit it with this candy layer and then clear coat over top of it. Just follow the same process you saw us do in the video. We will have basically a link in the description, or I'll have a breakdown of this in the description. You can actually get it mixed up if you wanted to, or you can screenshot the earlier picture I took. But all in all, man, I'd have to say this is a pretty cool test run on makeshift candy.
I think it was a good proof of concept. I mean, I think honestly you could probably do this one, I'd say in the 5 to 6 range. If you really were trying to do a whole car like this, you could probably get away with doing this in the 5 to 6 range.
Yeah, so $500 or $600 for everything, and for anybody that knows about automotive candy paint jobs, that's pretty cheap.
Oh man, that's probably what, a third, if not actually less than a third of what a good tri-coat paint job would cost you. I mean, if you go to a paint shop, materials alone, you're probably looking at $500 plus their labor.
Yep.
So if you're doing this at home and you're doing it out of, like we use the Rustoleum chrome to get the base on this. If you're doing that at home, I mean, if you're all in at $500, you can't beat that.
No, not for a candy paint job, especially when you can get a whole lot of depth and everything else. But anyways, guys, this was a fun experiment nonetheless today. I don't see anybody else really doing stuff like this. So it was a great time with Josh, and
Yes,
I appreciate
it
you coming out, man.
Never a problem, man. Like I said, I still got you to come out and play in some Rust with me.
Yeah, we got a tent to set up in a paint job on one of his cars soon, so you're not going to want to miss that. That'll be over on his channel, so you want to make sure, if you like what we're doing and this type of stuff, not only subscribe to Whitley Auto Works, but go give Josh a follow on Midnight Auto Repair, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching today. Like I said, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm John from Whitley Auto Works.
And I'm Josh from Midnight Auto Repair.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Have a beautiful day.